What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bobby from Bobby's Breakdown, and tonight, we are having another stream. So let me introduce you to my friends. I was going to call them guests, but they're friends. We have Larry and Kirsten Warner, and they're frozen. Kinda. Say hi.
What's up, guys?
Working.
We're having some technical difficulties, but hey, whatever. And then we got my friend Maverick Media here.
Hey.
There we go. Oh, did he freeze too?
No, I'm just messing with you.
I was like, oh no, this could be bad.
Yeah, my bad, dude. I just I couldn't help myself.
Okay, Larry and Kirsten. All right, I think they're joining on their phones. I'm bringing them in right now. All right, let's try this again. Larry and Kirsten Warner. Sorry. Can they hear me?
I think it's working.
Yeah, you're good. We can hear you.
We can hear you. Larry and Kirsten Warner. Maybe they can't. But let's go through some comments. All righty. We have Dino in the chat. What is up, my friend? We have Ryan. Here we go. Welcome back, Dino. Obviously from last stream, if you remember. Ryan accidentally, and we'll get them back, folks. Don't worry. Then we have Dino saying, "What's up, Ryan?" Thanks for having me, Dino. Thank you for joining us, my friend.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being here.
So happy you're here. We have Kirsten saying, "Hello, everyone." We have Larry. What's up? Ryan saying, "Hey there, all." There we go. That was all. Listen. I saw it and I'm like, I was like, no.
Yeah, well, I'm glad someone appreciated it. I'm glad someone appreciated it. I wasn't sure how still I could stay. That was
you got me, man. I mean,
that's all that matters then.
Yeah. I mean,
what's up, Dino? Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you everybody in the chat who is here. We got some moderators on standby, Dino and Ryan, just in case some people who are not wanted join. That always happens. You know how it is. But we are here tonight to discuss 2023. We're about 2 weeks out from the new year. And we're just going into what excites us on 2023. Maverick, start us off, my man. What's one thing you're looking forward to?
Yeah, so like I usually do, I come unprepared for everything. So I brought up a list kind of on the last minute, and the number one thing outside of the obvious, which would be Scream 6, of course, I'm the most excited for movie-wise would be John Wick 4. I'm a massive. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm a massive John Wick fan. Like my wife and I were on vacation in Mexico when John Wick 3 came out, and we took time. She's also a huge John Wick fan. So, so we went to a theater in where were we? Were we in Cabo? When we were in Cabo, and we went and saw it there. So I am very, very excited I love all three movies. But yeah, that's probably gonna be on the top three for sure of what I'm excited for next year.
Yeah. Now, all right, we got another person joining the chat. Universal Nightmares. What is up, my friend? Thank you for joining us.
How's it going?
So yeah, John Wick 4 is also on my list. Now I have not seen the third one yet.
It's good.
But the first two, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome movies.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say 3 is good. It's it expands. So like 1 and 2 are very contained movies, so to speak. 2 obviously gets a little bit bigger. They go to somewhere in Europe. I can't remember specifically, but it expands. They go a lot further places, and it's more of a journey. And I think you'll like it. just as much good stuff as there was in the first two movies without giving away too much. They kind of build on the depth of John Wick's history a little bit. I can't recall if there's any flashbacks. I don't think there are, but you get a lot of um, arcs throughout the story that kind of also give you a little bit of exposition, a little bit of a backstory behind him. So, it's really, I really liked it. My favorite still to this day is, gosh, it changes between 1 and 2, but right now I'd say 2 is my favorite, and then 1, and then 3. But they're all great. They're all great movies.
I mean, the first two were incredible. The action scenes, Keanu Reeves just kills it.
Yeah,
everything he does.
Yep. Have you watched his training videos, his tactical training videos that he does?
No, I have not.
Oh, dude, they're freaking insane. So there's a guy, the guy who actually, well, you've seen two, but the Glocks, the specialized Glocks that he has, they're Terran tactical Glocks, and that guy also has I think it's somewhere in the San Fernando Valley. I'm drawing a blank on. Is it Torrance? Maybe he's got. It's in California. He's got a training facility out there, and there's videos showing him doing everything that you see in the movies, like the quick tactical reloads, everything. It's insane. Like that, he really put his all into making sure that he is as authentic as you possibly can be for doing all the stuff that he does. It's freaking, it'll blow your mind. So after this, obviously you're not going to leave your own stream to watch it, but after this, I promise you go watch it, and you're going to thank me later. You're going to go, I have a whole new level of respect for that guy as a performance artist,
I mean, yeah. I mean, most movies he's in, I mean, personally, one of my favorites, The Replacements. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Oh
yeah, what was it?
Shane Falco.
Shane Falco, there it is.
Love it. Absolutely.
Fuck
yeah. Now let's, all right. Universal Nightmares. What's up? Larry and Kirsten tell me to show up. I show up. New here, just sub, man. Let's go. Hey, man. Thank you very much for subbing, and thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Also, people in the comments, sound off on what you're excited for. I'm curious.
Yeah, because I don't really know what's all is coming out for next year. So you guys might get me excited for something over here in the chat.
I mean, I'll start off. This is not a movie, but I will say WrestleMania in Hollywood. Y'all know I'm a big wrestling fan. I'll be there.
Yeah. That when is that the summer? No. That's when are they doing that?
Mania is April 1st and April 2nd.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm gonna see California for the first time.
Oh man.
SoFi Stadium. I'm hopefully going to see The Rock live. I've been wanting that.
Are you thinking it's going to be him and Roman? Is it Roman? Roman
Reigns.
Roman Reigns. There it is.
I a few months ago I wasn't so sure, but all things are pointing to yes, because he's got no movies from February to April, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to promote the new XFL. I mean, he's always said he would love to come back and, lose to Roman. Spoiler alert. But obviously we all knew that was going to happen. He's not walking out champ.
Yeah.
And Roman has both belts now.
Mm-hmm.
Not now. He's had them. But yeah. I mean, and then hopefully we get to see a little.
Yeah, you think?
Now that one I'm positive on, because he's on SmackDown on December 30th. Now, he doesn't just show up on any SmackDown. And he's filming a movie in Australia at some point in February to the end of March. He ends 2 days before Mania, and he's available for the Royal Rumble.
Ooh, that would be interesting. Yeah.
The rumor is him versus Logan Paul. Now, I know.
Wow. That's it's so crazy, man. Like I said, I've had the conversation with you. My
Mm.
knowledge of wrestling now is not very good. Obviously I'm a little dated and I'm an 80s baby, and everything up until about 2005 is where majority of my knowledge stops. So that's crazy, man. Like just hearing The Rock, I remember when he debuted in his little blue speedo, and he was Rocky Maivia. I remember all that stuff when he came out, and like he's still going, and obviously he's shredded. Like that
Oh
guy
my
found
God.
the fountain of youth, or had a
Yeah.
doctor provide him the fountain of youth, one way or the other. But he's
Yeah.
jacked, man. That guy is jacked.
And
I want to
yeah.
look like him when I'm 50.
And I think he's pushing 50 if he's not 50 already.
Yeah, he's got to be close. He's
Yeah.
got to be
So,
close.
and then him versus Roman, Cena. Who else could show up? McAfee could be there. I don't know if you know who that is. Pat
Oh
McAfee,
yeah, I forgot. Pat
the
He's
punter.
like an announcer, right? He's
Yep.
an
But
announcer for him.
yeah, but he's been off TV for the last 2-ish months because he got a job with College Game Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they told him, they're like, listen, we know this is a huge opportunity, so just take time off. It will be
Hmm.
here when you get back. So that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Who else would Stone Cold might wrestle again.
Oh man, that was my guy in the freaking yeah. Oh my god, I
He
love Stone
wrestled,
Cold.
he wrestled in 2022.
That's
Like,
crazy.
I got to see it live. Like, what is
Yeah,
this? Like,
that's a
but
trip, dude.
I'll talk wrestling for hours. Let's. I got this is a perfect segue. Ant-Man is coming out, right? Dino says yes, it is. February 17th, I believe, off the top of my head. I could be wrong on that, but
And
mid-February.
what's the subtitle for this Ant-Man?
It's Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantum Mania.
Okay, that's I had Quantum Mania in my head, but then I was
Yeah,
like, was that the last one? I I'm always a little sketchy. No, I think you're right. I think I'm wrong.
yeah,
But I
because
had Quantum Mania in my head, and then I was like, yeah, I'll probably sound like an idiot because I'm not 100% if that's it.
yeah. And yeah, the second one was Ant Man and the Wasp. I think the first one was just Ant Man. So the Ant Man
Yes,
Wasp Quantumania. Now we know who the villain is. Now, have you watched Loki?
Loki. Yes, I did.
So Kang, who
Kang
is
the Conqueror.
great. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like I was a huge yeah, comic book collector. I still have
Okay.
uh some special ones from when I was a kid, and other things that I've acquired as I've gotten older and had a little bit more disposable income for certain things. But yeah, I mean, I remember all these people from when I was a kid, but I was reading, you know what I mean? I was reading them and collecting them. So it's cool to see all this stuff come to light. Now, Disney is kind of, I think I'm just a little on the burnt out end with Disney for the most part, but they always suck me back with a majority of their comic book stuff. Not everything, but
Yeah.
Loki for sure. I had to. I loved that show. That was actually really really entertaining.
Oh
And
yeah.
the actor that played Kang, I really liked. I really really liked him. He was he had a different take on what I was anticipating, when he
Yeah.
first kind of reveals himself, and he's a little bit quirky and bizarre, but I liked it. It worked for me, and I was like, cool, because there's so many iterations of Kang as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was cool. I'll watch Loki again. Ant-Man I'll watch for sure, but some of the other
Yeah.
stuff I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
I can only
You
be
can't do it.
hammered over the head so many times with certain things that like I can't do it, man. I'm human, like I'm
Yeah.
just
Hey man, I feel you.
mhm.
You know. Well, that's a perfect segue. Loki season 2 is coming out next year at some point.
Sick. I'm excited for that.
Yes, I cannot wait. Now, have you? Now, this is not. There's no season 2 of what I'm about to mention. But have you seen Hawkeye?
Hawkeye. No, I have not. I did not
I,
watch that.
I
Good?
would. Hawkeye is not even the best character in my opinion.
Really? I got to
It's
check it out.
Kate Bishop and Yelena, aka Black Widow's sister.
Hmm.
They steal the show, in
So
my
Florence
opinion.
Pugh is back in.
Yes.
She's in this.
Yes,
Okay.
She's in Hawkeye. I
Yeah.
should say Florence Pugh. I can't pronounce her character's name.
Oh, that's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really like the newest Black Widow movie.
Yeah,
It was not it was not there for me, but I enjoyed her character. Her character was fantastic, and it seems like everything that she does, I really enjoy her in. So
Yes. She was in where did I just see her? Was it Hawkeye? No, I saw her in something else. I don't know. But I can't remember.
she was in Midsummer. I don't know if you've seen that movie yet.
No. Actually, you
Um,
know what? I'm thinking I haven't seen her yet, but she's in this another segue, Oppenheimer that comes out next
okay.
year.
Mm-hmm.
She's in that. And have you seen the cast for that movie?
Yeah, so
Holy
yeah,
moly.
it's gonna be crazy, and I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. I'm not one of the
Same.
people that thinks that everything he touches is gold, but
Mhm.
he's got a lot of good. Like one of my favorite movies. Um, I I can't remember what year it came out, and I'm not going to say my favorite overall movies, but The Prestige with
Yes.
Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale. I absolutely went bonkers when I saw that movie because of the twist ending and the I'm not going to spoil it just in case anyone hasn't seen it. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, go watch it. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I liked what he did with the Batman movies up until this most recent Batman. His was probably my favorite. I really do like Batman '89. His the Dark Knight with Heath Ledger. I loved that movie. It was so
Yep.
good. Yeah, so I'm excited for that movie. That was one of the first ones when I was looking like what's coming out this next year. I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, I saw the short little teaser that they put out
Yeah.
there, and they didn't give you much, and I'm okay with that. I'm actually becoming more a fan of those teasers than I am what we've gotten with some like Scream 5 and Halloween Kills, where they give you so much of the movie and you're just like, why? Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
I like that, and it looks very, very interesting. So
Mm.
I don't know the full. I don't know if it's going to be like a based on a true story with a little bit of fabrication, Hollywood fabrication in it, or if it's just a totally original story set in that. Looks like maybe World War II era. I could be wrong, but it looks freaking great. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Now, Dark Knight's my favorite movie personally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Dark Knight trilogy is just gold in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I loved all three movies. Now, when you said the most recent Batman, did you mean Pattinson or Affleck?
Yeah, my apologies. Yeah, Matt Reeves the Batman. I loved that movie. I loved what they did with
Same.
it. It was the first time we actually saw, besides the fact, like you could say, Nolan did do a little bit of the early years of Batman with the first Batman movie he did, but this we actually got to see him be a detective, and that's like the origins of his story was, yes, there was we got to see the early years, the struggles, the errors, right? Where, even where people were like, he stalled his vehicle. And I'm like, he didn't stall it. I think he kind of like pump faked his car
Yeah.
because we would have heard him have to restart the ignition. You know what I mean? And it's not a stick shift either. He's just got that little, like full speed ahead, accelerator on his car.
Yeah.
So I like the errors. I like that he was kind of a dick to Alfred as much as it kind of sucked. It was like
Yeah.
it shows that he's still trying to find balance in his emotions, like
Yeah.
turning it on and turning it off. It's like anybody with a high stress job. One of the things that people will say is that sometimes when you come home from a high stress job, you end up kind of taking that in through the front door, and maybe you're not the most friendly or receptive until you realize like I'm home, I'm not at work anymore. So I like that. It felt real. And yeah, so I really, really dug Matt Reeves. I'm looking forward to, I know it's not going to be 2023, but whenever they do end up
It's gonna be a while.
hitting us with the next one.
Yeah. That was my favorite movie of the year. So I like the little things they did.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I agree. I was just going to say I agree. I think that is my favorite movie of last year.
Yeah.
It's long. I know that one of my criticisms of it in the review that I did was that I think the rewatchability for the casual fan is just not really going to be there.
Yeah, you can
Um,
say that.
just because it's a journey, it's
Yeah.
very, very lengthy. And but for me, I've got this whole corner. Let's see, right here is like all Batman stuff. I got Batman 89 on laser
Okay.
disc right there. I've
Ooh.
got I've got like several Blu-ray steelbook copies of I've got all kinds of crazy shit. Batman's like it's been my jam since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Um so I totally was impressed and just hope they continue moving that story forward as long as they can.
They need to bring him over to the DC universe, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Man,
I might lose my mind over what's going on over
I
there.
feel like that
But
universe has got sucked into a black hole over the last few days, man. Like
yeah,
I don't know what's gonna happen.
yeah. We'll get into that for sure.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I did want to address this. Oh, but I did want to say about the Batman. I loved how he wore the eye makeup
Yes.
before he went. It's the little things. And at
Mm-hmm.
first I was like, what is he doing? And then I
Mm-hmm.
realized I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because every time he's been unmasked, it's miraculously just vanished. It's like
Yep.
disappearing ink or some shit that he puts on his face.
It's good
Yeah.
stuff. I do like now. We're going back to wrestling a little. I did want
Mm-hmm.
to address this. It's rumored that Dino says it's rumored that Roman will have 2 matches on Mania versus The Rock and Cody Rhodes. No, in my opinion, absolutely not. Because The Rock would be night 2, because you want to close with your biggest star, and God forbid Roman Reigns gets injured the night before, and he can't go the next night. What was it for? You had The Rock come back for all that and nothing. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want that. I
Yeah.
listen. I get the appeal. Cody Rhodes is back. You want him to win the Rumble. I get it. I I'm not a big Cody Rhodes guy in AEW, but he's coming around to me. But God forbid Roman gets injured, and it's not worth it, just to me at least. But do you know the new man? Hey, Larry and Kirsten, if you're watching this and you can get your internet figured out, you got the link. Come back in. We'll gladly have you. Definitely there. Should be great. Ryan says wrestling. Ryan's not a big wrestling fan like that. This is a good one. Loving the sweater, Bobby. R.I.P. Jason David
Yeah.
Frank. Yes, my favorite Power Ranger of all time. The best Power Ranger, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Not to get emotional or upsetting, but that one. When I found that out, I was like, "That's
Right.
no."
Yeah,
Okay.
that was very shocking for sure.
Yeah.
I
How
didn't.
I, yeah. So I woke up. I was at one of the wrestling pay-per-views the night before. Woke up, didn't really think anything of it. I checked my Instagram messages. My one buddy, we're just chatting about the show. And he goes, "Yeah, it was a shame what happened to Jason David Frank." And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Oh, you didn't hear?" And I'm like, "No, what?" And I looked it up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"What? 49?" Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
was. Yeah,
crazy. My wife and I were talking about that because she's not to date myself, but she's significantly younger than me. And so she wasn't, and she wasn't really into Power Rangers. And
yeah,
I'm sure by the time she was even of age, like he was removed from the franchise. So between him and then shortly right before that was Kevin Conroy. I was just like,
yes,
now granted different circumstances obviously, but it was just like, oh my god, like these
yeah,
were two people that I loved so
yeah.
much as a kid, and the funny thing was like I hated Tommy at first when he was the evil Green Ranger. When he
Of
was the
course. Well,
Yeah, because I was like I said, I was probably 7, 8,
yeah,
around maybe a little bit older when he came into the equation
yeah.
and he
I
was
think
the
I was
bad
like,
guy. Yeah, and he
I
was
was like
kind of the wolf
5.
in
Yeah,
sheep clothing because he was
yeah,
hanging out, with them as civilians, and then he was the
yeah,
bad guy when they were all uniformed up and stuff.
yeah,
So, but I loved him overall, right? And like looking back on it now, I'm like, yeah, there's never going to be another Jason David Frank for the Power Ranger franchise. There will be nobody that's going to, I don't know how many seasons he actually partook in, even after his role was done, right? Coming back in different forms and all that stuff. So yeah, he's gonna be the GOAT for the Power Rangers forever. And it's just sad, because there's been other celebrities over the years that same thing, and it's like, man, I would have never guessed, but it just goes to show you, appreciate everybody, even somebody that you may be a little sour on at the time. Because you just never know what's going on upstairs in people's heads. So it's so crazy. I know we deviated just a bit, but it's okay because it's Jason David Frank, and it's still relevant, and he will be missed.
Not even a month it's been since he passed.
Yeah,
and
he will be missed.
He was in the most Power Rangers episodes of all time. He was in both movies. He was in all 3 movies actually.
Yeah.
He actually got kicked out of the movie theater in 2017 for it. Do you know this story?
No.
So he was recording his cameo in the movie.
Oh.
And they were like, "Yo, dude, you can't do that. You gotta go." And he was
like,
"No, no, no."
Me.
That's what he said. He's like, "No, that's me on the screen." And they were like, "Yeah, right, buddy. See you later." And
oh my God. It's like, what an asshole.
I know. I was like, that's so funny though.
Yeah.
But yeah, most Power Rangers episodes of all time. He even came back in the later seasons. I didn't watch that season. Because I was like, well, yeah. But I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I really wanted to meet that guy for sure because I heard he's super nice. He was super nice to the fans, and
that's all I've heard. I've never had the pleasure of meeting him, but that's all I ever heard from people that I do know that attended a convention and met him. Was like, couldn't have been a cooler dude. It's great to hear those stories, and I mean, it's sad that the context of us talking about those stories is this, but life is crazy. It's always throwing curveballs, and we just got to be ready to hit them, or at least foul them off till we get another pitch.
Yeah, it's weird because it seemed like he had beef with celebrities, which is kind of weird to me. But of the regular people, I never heard a bad word about him, so I'll take that.
Yeah, but, I was gonna say I always equated it to like rappers that if they're, I guess I'm again dating myself, but gangster rappers, right? That they want to be kind of the persona of what they're doing in their music, and I feel like he was a legit martial artist that just never maybe got taken serious enough because he did do some mixed martial arts fights and everything like that. And I just think that no one took him serious because he was the Power Ranger guy. It's the same with actors that get they're Urkel, right? I don't know if you ever watched Family Matter.
Of course, I love Family Matter.
Yeah, so Urkel, he had a hard time acting afterwards because he was always Urkel, and I feel like that's how I've compartmentalized it or processed it in my head, is that maybe he was just, a lot of that frustration came out because he felt like people didn't take him serious, and maybe because they didn't take him serious, were a little bit too mouthy, and he's like, look, man, if you don't stay in your lane, you might, get chin checked, and that could be my only rationale for it.
Yeah, I don't know, but all right, let's try this one more time.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen, what just happened? They were just in here. Larry and Kirsten Warner. No, they're in here because Maverick's thing moved. I don't know what just happened. All right, I love this. But funny story, and then we'll transition from Jason David Frank. There was a show in 2020 called The Masked Dancer. I'm sure you've heard of The Masked Singer. Oh wait, we've talked about that. Masked Dancer was the same thing, just dancing. Now there was a character on there. He had I don't know what just happened there. He had in his clue package ZEO, and I jumped at that. I was like, "Is this Tommy?" And I thought it was him. Turned out I was completely off, and it was Oscar De La Hoya. But but I saw the ZEO for the Zeo Power Ranger, and I
Right.
was like, oh my goodness! And it said like he's never lost a fight, and I looked up his stats. He was never beaten in mixed martial arts. So I'm like, wasn't him. But
De La Hoya's lost fights.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
no,
never
I'm just.
totally accurate with the.
Oh yeah. I wasn't accusing you. I was thinking of yeah, whoever wrote that little biography for him. They're not. He's no Rocky Marciano, or Floyd Mayweather. Those
because
guys went undefeated.
I'm pretty sure he lost, but
Yeah,
hey,
I've watched a few of them for sure.
Yeah. Bro, Dino says Guardians 3. Yes, that is on my list. I saw the trailer the other day. I cracked up at the beginning of it. Have you seen the trailer?
I have not seen the trailer. That will be something that I will check out after the stream.
Makes you laugh and it gets you in your feels.
Yeah,
Gets you all the right spots or the wrong spots.
Who's directing it now that James Gunn is jumped ship? Do you know who's directing it?
It's still James Gunn. This is his last Marvel commitment. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, DC. I think that was part of the deal. Like, we're taking you, but you got to finish.
Yeah,
up.
you got to detach yourself from.
Yeah, that's what Kevin Feige said. He's like, listen, you got a job to finish, but after that, I'll watch anything you make. So it's like, yeah.
I really enjoyed what he did with the Guardians of the Galaxy. They were barely on my radar ever, and then he came out with that first one, and I mean, Chris Pratt was hilarious as Star-Lord, and what was it? God, Bradley Cooper. I almost said Brad Phillips, and I don't know where that even came from. Bradley Cooper as the as Rocket Raccoon, like all of it was so entertaining, and he's done a great job. I really enjoy those movies, so I will. Thank you for bringing that up, Dino. I will.
Yes.
That is a movie
that on my list.
Yeah, I don't have a list, but it would have been had I known ahead of time that if I prepared for this stream. So good call, Dino. I am excited for that movie for sure.
Ryan says, "I am War." Now we got Larry, Megan or Megan, however you. Yeah, Guardians, like we mentioned, and Scream 6. We did mention briefly, but did you see the trailer?
Yes, I did. I started to record just a quick reaction video to it, but I don't know if I'm gonna if I don't get Johnny on the spot with that stuff, like it just kind of gets buried, and I'm not well known in the YouTube universe enough to like. I have this other project. It's kind of under wraps because I'm still working on it. I want to get it's a show from when I was a kid that I want to get a few of them at least done so I can have them released maybe on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. So I'm really like any downtime that I have, I've been burying myself in this rewatching the show. So yeah.
Can we get a hint?
What's that?
Can we get a hint?
It was on Nickelodeon.
Oh, okay. You got my wheels turning now.
It was on Nickelodeon.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
36.
Oh, I thought you were closer to me in age. Wow, I thought you were in your 20s. Okay.
No, God, no. I wish.
I'm 26, so.
Okay, yeah, no, I've got quite a jump start on you.
Yeah, so maybe we're not thinking of the same idea of shows.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, you're probably you're gonna have to dig a little bit deeper. Okay. But cool. Let's see. So if here's a better hint. Since you're 10 years younger than me, the prime of this show, you're born 96. Yes.
Yes, 96.
Okay, yes. So this show's last season before it got rebooted was in 96.
I'm gonna have to look into
So
that. Okay, I don't know off the top of my head.
yeah. I'll give you some homework. I'll give you some
Okay.
homework, and you can feel free to.
Nickelodeon.
If you guess it, I will tell you yes or no. I
In the
won't. I
DMs.
won't
Gotcha.
bullshit you. Like
All
I
right.
said, with the mask, that's got to stay on. But I will not bullshit you. Or if anybody in the chat gets it right, I will just say yes. That's the project I'm working on. So
Okay.
if
I'll
you
look
got
for the
any guesses in the
comments.
chat, yeah, just go ahead and throw it
Okay.
out there, and we'll see. We'll see what
Okay.
comes up.
Now, Scream 6,
Hmm.
back to that. It was 58 seconds,
Yes.
and it all took place in one spot, and
Hmm.
I was shook by it. I really was. I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, the little ding dong. I
Yeah.
love that. It felt gritty.
Yep.
That's what I want. And like I was just talking about earlier with when we were talking about Oppenheimer, like
Mm.
even with when Halloween Ends did their teaser trailer, like I am okay. I would be okay seeing that until the movie comes out because
Yeah.
the inner, you know, whatever in me has to look at it. Like there was one thing in that trailer that I saw that I'm like, okay, it's out of sequence, but this is I can tell what's going on, and I'm pretty confident I have an idea of when it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I would much rather not because I have no like I can't restrict myself. Like I'm gonna look into it no matter what, and I'm gonna be like, oh god damn it, you know,
Mm.
I'll regret it, but I can't help myself either. I've got no willpower. I guess that's a better way of putting
So
it.
I went into Halloween Ends blind. I saw the
Mm-hmm.
first trailer, and that was it. So I
Yeah.
had no idea who Corey was.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
even a clue.
I'm sure it was frustrating when it
Yeah.
was all said and done. See, and I have
Uh,
a weird take. I'm conflicted with Halloween Ends. I for if it was by itself, I could appreciate what they did, but
yeah.
the way that it was billed, the analogy I used in my review was like they build it like the Thrilla in Manila, and then we got Tyson versus Ali, where it gets stopped with him biting his ear off, and it's just like what the fuck just happened, And
Yeah.
so looking at it as the third installment of a trilogy was very disappointing. And but if it was just a standalone movie that was just about Haddonfield and the ripple effect that Michael has caused both for Lori and for the town, I can appreciate what they did.
Yeah.
So I'm conflicted. That's why I ended up giving it two different grades yeah, on how I felt. One is it as the third installment, and then one as a kind of standalone film, and they both,
Yeah.
they're different for sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So let's segue into some comments here. Now this one caught my attention. Dino says you know what movie is coming out, and I think that looks nuts but fun. Cocaine Bear. Now, have you seen the preview for this?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that looks funny.
Wow.
Like it
Yeah,
looks like it's gonna have some good jump scares for
I'll be
sure.
there for
Like,
that.
hmm but it looks entertaining. It's a
Mm,
off the wall freaking story that they took kind of a true event and did their spin on it. It's
mhm.
I would I'll go see it,
Oh
no
yeah.
doubt, just so I can say that I saw it. But it's one of those movies that you can go in and kind of have low expectations and have a good time with it, as opposed to
Yeah.
something that
Oh yeah.
takes itself serious and then you're like,
Mm,
what the hell did I just watch?
yeah.
So I'm really, really looking forward to Cocaine Bear, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's February of next year. I don't know the
Y-
date off the top of my head, but
Yeah,
um,
I'm curious to see if it starts a trend in kind of these
uh,
funny, scary, action movies. If we get like Meth Mouse or something like that. You know what I mean? Like we just start, yeah, right? Like just something, right? Where they start dosing all these lab rats or some shit with meth, and then now you got like a swarm of killer rats on the street, just fucking ripping people apart. Something. if it's successful, which I'm assuming it's going to be, just because it's got a lot of buzz. Like we might be seeing some more cocaine-esque, cocaine bear-esque movies, but
for sure. Yeah, it's like you said, it's a laughable movie, and everybody knows it's going to be laughed at, and that's half the battle,
it's something you can turn your brain off and just watch it and enjoy it for what it is, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Dino says greatest Power Ranger period. Agreed. I loved Tommy when he came in. He was evil but still cool as a kid. I loved him, of course. I rooted for the bad guy sometimes. Listen, we all rooted for Thanos.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I get it. I get it.
Now it's a perfect time to do this. Dino says DC is making him super upset right now. Dino, I want you to know you're not alone.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, how do I put this? Okay. Black Adam just got released on HBO Max today. I won't spoil. Now, did you see Black Adam?
Not yet.
Okay. I won't spoil the after credit. I won't say what happened. But something monumental happened in the after credit. Now, do you know what happened in the after credit or no?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I can make a guess. This is going to be an educated guess.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be relevant towards the news that maybe we just got. Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say maybe like you see the feet and cape of Henry Cavill. Is that what happens? This is, swear to God, blind guess. Does it the feet and cape kind of drape down over Black Adam and then it like fades to black? Is that what happens?
Oh no, he's in it.
Oh, he's actually in the movie.
They have dialogue in the after credit.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And I got so excited. I was like, DC is back. Yeah. And then 2 months later, Henry Cavill is gone, and I said, why? And now I saw on my Twitter earlier that The Rock unfollowed. I wish I could remember what it said, but he unfollowed Warner Brothers and somebody else on Instagram. And I was like, no, what are we doing? Like, Aquaman might be out. Who knows what's going on with Wonder Woman? And if they replace Peacemaker,
yeah.
Have you seen Peacemaker?
Yes, I did. I actually I enjoyed that show. It's very humorous for sure. I really liked Peacemaker. I wasn't sure what I was going to think of it. Suicide Squad 2 was fun.
Yeah.
It was silly, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But there's so many, because I'm a DC over Marvel guy. Like that DC is my that's my jam when it came to comic books. And yes, it's frustrating. I heard that. So, okay, let me collect myself really quick, because I am very worked up about this whole thing. So if you remember, before this last Batman movie we got with from Matt Reeves, the plan for the Batman was with Affleck, and then they went a different direction. And I was as kind of skeptical as anybody when they said Robert Pattinson was going to be Bruce Wayne at The Dark Knight for even more. But I learned my lesson from Michael Keaton was a comedian before he was cast in Tim Burton's Batman, and he was a fantastic Batman. So if the silver lining that I can only look towards to try to stay positive is we're kind of following those same footsteps, at least with what we heard about this new Superman iteration, that it's going to be a younger Superman.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, maybe they do as well as they did with this last Batman movie with this, but that doesn't mean that I'm not furious about what had happened. So I didn't know anything about the dialogue between them, because remember in Shazam, at the end of Shazam, there's a quick little glimpse of just the cape and like his chest and emblem or something like that. And I was excited because I felt like Henry Cavill got a bad shake as Superman. I enjoyed the first Man of Steel. I know it's not everybody's favorite. I enjoyed it. I like Zack Snyder as a cinematographer. I think he struggles when it comes to to story and dialogue
Yeah.
sometimes, or
Yeah.
just it's hit and miss with his movies.
Yes. You
Yeah,
nailed it. That's what I say. I'm like, Zack Snyder either knocks it out of the park, because I like
yeah.
Man of Steel as well.
Hmm.
But then I don't know what you thought of Batman versus Superman, but
Well, I
oh,
I know that the movie's got problems for sure.
oh yeah.
There's no doubt about
Martha.
it. Yeah, it's a flawed movie. It's visually it's beautiful, I think.
Oh yeah.
It's hard for me, as much as I want to say I don't like it technically. I enjoy the fact that I get Batman versus Superman on film, like in live action, not the comic book animated versions, so yeah, it's weird. I'm kind of on the fence about it because I like the fact that I got it. I
Yeah,
just
I
think
feel
that
you.
it's a movie with a lot of problems that it's hard to overlook. They're just,
Yeah.
you hit one of them on the head. The Martha thing was a little bit silly. They could have easily done something different in place of that and still had that
Yeah.
same moment. So
I, I sat there in the movie when that scene happened, and I said, "Oh no, what have we done?"
right,
I'm
you
like,
know exactly what you're going to see on Twitter or anywhere else. You know
yeah,
exactly, that's just ammo.
and
So yeah.
and and I'm not a fan of Affleck as Batman.
Hmm.
That's just me. I know people like him. I know people hate him. I'm not a fan.
I
I love Pattinson though.
Yeah. So the thing that I like the most about Affleck as Batman is he is playing my favorite version of Batman, which he was. They didn't flat out say it, but if you like me, if you like, Frank Miller did a version of The Dark Knight. He did a graphic novel, and it's the old grizzled Batman, salt and pepper hair. He's at the end of his run, and he's kind of dealing with it's his last hoorah, so to speak. And Affleck kind of reminded me of that, just a little bit more yoked and not so kind of old and grizzled, but he had the salt
Yeah.
and pepper hair, and I was like, oh, they're doing like a nod to Frank Miller's Bat. So I liked it for the aesthetic. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, um, I'm glad that what happened, and that the Batman with Ben Affleck didn't, you know, didn't happen, and we got
Yeah.
what we got now. I really, really liked it because you can't do year one Batman or year two Batman with Affleck. He's just, unfortunately, Father Time is not going to allow for that. So,
Yeah, for sure.
mhm.
Now I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot here.
Sure.
Who do you think should be the next Superman? I have a
Whew.
name, but I want to hear what you say.
Man, so if they're going with a young Superman, because did you ever watch the show Smallville?
I actually have not. I
Okay,
know
so
I've heard it's good.
yeah, Smallville. I think the actor's name was Tom Welling. I really liked his
Okay.
version of Superman, but we're going younger, and I am so not familiar with like names of people.
Okay.
He's got to be somebody that's over 6 feet tall, or someone that you can
Okay.
look at and go like, yeah, he's kind of he's got the frame. And
Yeah.
I feel like every actor now is like 5'6", like I just feel, I don't know. It's just like,
I
it's
mean,
maybe it's the camera angles that they use. I don't really have a name. If you give me a name, I could look at, like, I wish I could just pull up a list of available actors, and
yeah.
then just be like, start going down the line, or like filter it to where it's like 6 foot to 6'4". I don't have, um, god damn. I can't really think of any young actors, or young-ish, even their mid-20s, that
Oh, they're doing that young, they said?
well, I don't know, but I'm assuming
Okay.
that it's going to be
Okay.
somebody that
Whoa.
maybe they could do those, like they did with Batman, like year one. Maybe it's like
Yeah.
right post high school Batman. I mean Batman, Superman. Going to um, God damn, who can I think of? Who can I think of? I'm trying to run through all the movies my wife watches and go like, could he be Batman? Or God, why do I keep saying Batman? Sorry,
Yeah, you're
Superman.
good. You're good.
I don't know. Who do you got?
So the guy I got, he's 35.
Mm-hmm.
I used to not be able to stand this man because of the roles he played, but there was
Uh-huh.
one movie that turned it around for me. Zac Efron.
Okay.
It's
See, and
time. He becomes a superhero. It's time.
he's one of those guys that I feel like he's got to be like 5'9". Like I don't know, maybe it's here's the other thing. And it could be because they're all like I remember when they were like kid actors, and so
Yeah.
maybe I just always view them as like a kid. And I'm not the tallest person in the world by any stretch of the imagination. My 8-year-old son is like up to my chin. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna be tall because my dad is super freaking tall. I just got mom's side of the genes, so I didn't. No one did me any favors in the gene pool, so to
Yeah.
speak. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would be down. He's got that look, he's got the kind of
Yeah.
the chiseled jaw, and he could pass the
Yeah.
eyeball test. And it's nothing a little smoke and mirrors and 2-inch platforms probably couldn't fix
Yeah.
to make him seem a little bit bigger. But just Henry Cavill, there was
Did
he
that
was
well.
so, yeah, like everything about him embodied like how you would envision if you ran into Superman on the streets. He's big, he was tall, like he didn't Lois Lane looked like just miniature next to him, and that's kind of how
Yeah.
you envision, at least how I envisioned Superman. So I'm
Yeah. Hmm.
trying to think of
Efron is 5'8". I don't know. I think you
yeah,
said
okay.
5'7". Yeah. Okay.
I,
I
s-
mean,
I was being a little bit
yeah.
dramatic with the whole 5'6"
But
thing,
you're
but
you're not far off.
not
I got
far
some.
off.
I got some other names here. We've kind
Sure.
of fallen off, but I did want to get his take. John Krasinski, who was in a Marvel movie earlier this year,
Yeah.
but I
You know
mean,
what?
I
I
don't
didn't
think he's.
realize that guy could be a badass actor until
Yeah.
what's it called? Jack Reacher and all that stuff till he did. And I'm like,
Yes.
you know what? That guy's he can kick some fucking ass.
And then I'll just throw out one more name on here.
Hmm.
Um, I wouldn't be against this, and I think he's a pretty big boy. Channing Tatum.
Yeah, you know what? And that's weird that you said that because that was one of the things when I was talking about kind of a bigger dude that's like in shape.
Yeah.
I could see him doing that. I don't know if he's one of those guys that like
Okay.
are the females gonna see Magic Mike and are the guys gonna see G.I. Joe? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Like
yeah.
is it gonna be one of those things? Or
Mm.
like is it because Henry Cavill I never saw him in anything except for I think he was in a Hellraiser movie, and I can't remember if it
Yeah.
was 5 or 6. He was in like a really shitty low budget well, they've all been pretty low budget, but he was in a real shitty Hellraiser movie. I'm drawing a blank on which number, but that was like the only thing I knew him from, and he wasn't the central focus of the story.
Yeah.
And when I saw him, I was like, fuck, I don't know who this dude is, you know, and I want them to go with an unknown. Even that's kind of how I felt
Yeah.
about Batman until
Yeah.
Pattinson really fucking did a good job with it. Was like I want to see an unknown kind of go and like, someone who's got chops, maybe they got some theater, they've had theater work,
Mm.
something where they can fucking bring it, and
Yeah.
we're not going to when we first see them don the suit go, oh, that's whatever. That's I can't think of his name from fucking Robert Pattinson's character in Twilight. Like and
Yeah.
he didn't give me those vibes, but just something like that. I would love to see a new guy get a shot at this. If they can't reconcile with Henry Cavill, which it seems like
Yeah.
that's
It seems like
gonna
that's
happen,
over.
not gonna happen. So
Yeah, unfortunately. Now, I believe this question is for you, Maverick. Who is the
yeah.
mystery guest? And I believe that's my cousin, Mike Earhart. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Mike. Well, I am a fellow YouTuber with your cousin Bobby here.
Yes.
I wear a mask. I was talking with Bobby about this backstage. Every live stream I've ever done, it's part of it's just a work thing. I'm not necessarily. I would love to be able to make money doing YouTube, but I'm still a ways away from that ever being a reality. But it's more so just kind of a job security thing. I feel like with this mask, I can kind of say whatever the fuck I want and not have to worry about the repercussions. Because no one can really like go, oh, I know who that fucker is. He said this. Let's get him fired from his job. I got kids and a wife and stuff, and I don't like feeling restricted to what I say. So the mask kind of allows for me a little bit more liberties. What the worst that could happen was they shut down my channel, and then I just get a new mask and start a new fucking channel. So
I love it.
yeah, so uh, yeah, I don't know how to fucking I don't know how to post my YouTube channel in the chats. I'm not good at this tech stuff. So
Oh, I put yours in the description, I believe.
yeah, well, Mike, if
Yeah,
you're
go
bored
subscribe.
later, you can check my channel out and kind of get a little bit more than what you get here. But it's a mask just to uh I guess I'm like Batman, kind of like we were
There
talking
you
about. I'm
go.
just kind of like Batman, just trying to save the world one live stream at a time.
Hmm. Let
You know,
me just quickly make sure I did that. I think I did. Almost
if you
positive.
did, you did. If not, it's
Yes,
all
I did.
good.
So
Okay,
go
sure.
subscribe to my boy Maverick. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Um, so since we're still kind of on DC, oh, looking forward to Joker 2. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go for DC. I just went to the next comment. Yeah, but go for it.
Well, I mean, it's still within the realm of
Yeah.
DC. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm interested to see what comes of it. I really enjoyed the first one. I thought Joaquin Phoenix was a very interesting. It was an
Yeah.
interesting take, but I enjoyed it. I like kind of the they went more mental health with it and not knowing if what happened actually happened or if it was all a figment of his imagination. I thought that was a
Yeah.
cool take. I think we'll get a little bit more answers to it,
Yeah.
to what actually happened, what was reality and what was just up in his head. So yeah, I'm with you, Universal. I
Yeah.
totally am digging that.
Now,
I'm
is that
curious.
next year? I don't
I
know.
I don't know for fact. I'm really not good with dates. I'm usually like once they hit that like 3 month buffer or so before it comes
Yeah.
out, if it's not like horror or something that is immediately on my
Yeah.
radar, I'm not really like too keen on
Yeah.
like specific dates. So
2024. I just looked it up. So yeah, I
okay,
mean, but it still should be good. I don't
fuck
know how
yeah,
I feel about the musical. Uh,
yeah, it'll be that's a it's a bold choice, but I feel like if they're
yeah.
gonna do that, knowing the success that they had with the first one, like if you're really gonna reinvent the wheel, when you could easily kind of just coast or do something, I feel like they know what they're doing. I've got faith for the musical part. I don't think um it's gonna be that over the top. Have you ever seen the movie, or anybody in the chat ever seen the movie Across the Universe? It's
No.
so it's a story, but it's also a musical, and they take songs from God, what Beatles album? It's either a specific Beatles album or like their greatest hits, and they interweave those into the story, and
Yeah.
it's a really good movie. Um, let's see. Larissa said Across the Universe is trippy, but the Beatles are great. Yes, yeah, it's different, and I mean the Joker is perfect. What they did with the first one is perfect for trippy. Like I mean, if it's just a total, psychosis, if he's just in crazy meltdown mode, I think it'll work, and I feel like it's a bold strategy that I think they know what they're
Mm,
doing. So I'm holding out
yeah.
hope. I don't want it to be
Okay.
too over the top, but if they do something following the similar path of that movie Across the
Mm,
Universe, I could dig it. I could dig
yeah.
it.
Okay. I good eye on that comment. Hi, Larissa. That's my cousin's wife. I did not even see that comment. I was looking for. I'm like, what are you talking about? Uh, Ryan says Christian Bale. Wanted them to do a Batman Beyond movie and Michael Keaton. Yeah, yeah. Well, Michael Keaton's back now. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
come
I
out,
would kill
come
to
out.
see a Batman Beyond movie. That I loved that cartoon as a kid. That would be freaking awesome, Dino.
Ryan says I want Joker 2 to make sense with the Batman storyline. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. I wouldn't mind it, but I'm not sure if it's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Ryan plugging away your YouTube
Oh,
channel. Look
thanks.
at
Thanks,
that.
Ryan. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. How crazy if we get a Batman Beyond and a Return of the Joker. Keaton Nicholson. Wow. Universal Nightmares. I almost said
Fuck.
Studios. Wow.
That would be pretty fucking intense. I would love that. I
Ooh.
loved Batman 89 so much. Still to this day. It's such a good movie.
Mm.
That would be pretty freaking awesome.
Okay. Now, interesting development here. We have Bobby's Breakdowns commenting, and that's not even me. I didn't get
What?
hacked. Don't worry. I didn't get hacked. Don't worry. It's my friend who has my account, Joe
Oh,
Jones.
gotcha.
Thanks for joining us. Not gonna lie, I was a little confused at first, but then he clicked
Yeah.
on me. He calls me Donnie. You know, nicknames. Okay. Larissa says. Wait, I'm sorry. Dino says. I'm just throwing out ideas, but could Jack Quaid play Superman? He's pretty tall, or maybe Aaron Taylor Johnson. I'm gonna shoot down the Aaron Taylor Johnson because he's Craven
Yeah, I
Manhunter.
was gonna say, isn't he gonna be
Yeah,
Craven this year, right?
yeah. Is that
Is
next
that
year?
this year? I think it is, but I'm
I'm
not.
not
I
sure.
could be wrong, but
So
I
I'll
am
shoot down that
excited for
one.
that.
Hmm.
Craven is that's a fucking badass. Yeah, that would be. I don't know how they're gonna do it,
Yeah,
like how it's gonna be. Excuse me, but Craven is a badass. I'm really fucking excited for that for sure.
yeah. Now Jack Quaid, I'd be for it. Sure.
He's got to beef
I
up.
Yeah. And that's the thing with Zac Efron. I don't know if you saw. There's a wrestling movie coming out about the Von Erichs.
No, no way.
Yeah, there is. I don't know when. But Zac Efron is playing one of the Von Erichs, and Zac Efron's been hitting the gym.
Yeah,
That's what led me to Superman.
they've got my money already. They could take my money. I will go see that. The Von
Yeah,
Erichs were sick.
yeah.
I like them.
They were before my time, but
Yeah.
I watched the Dark Side of the Ring, and it's
Mm-hmm.
heartbreaking, but
Mm-hmm.
awesome. It's
Yeah.
awesome. All right. Do you think Joker should be part of DC since it's more on mental health than the Joker we know? Larissa asked. That's a good question and a loaded question. Do you think the Joker should be part of DC since it's more on mental health than the Joker we know? Oof. Yes. To put it simply, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think if anything, I'm not like, I'm very much for being clever and you know, strategic with any sort of social commentary in movies. I don't like when they beat you over the head with it. But I think that as long as it doesn't stigmatize someone with, whatever diagnosis that they say that um, he has, I don't see a problem with it. I think if anything, it just shining light on something, even if there's silliness or whatever to it. I don't ever see that as a bad thing. I think, there's obviously distasteful ways to do it, but I mean, Scream 5 had it with Sam, and her whatever. I don't think they ever outlined what her specific diagnosis is. I could be wrong.
No, they
um
didn't.
yeah, they just mentioned the antipsychotics or something like that. But
Yeah.
no, I mean, I don't think it should preclude it from being a part of DC.
Yeah.
I think if anything, there's a story there that can be told that can make,
Mm.
like I can tell you for the first Joker, it made him a sympathetic character for a significant portion of the movie for me. And I think that it's good to have that. I think the less that we are realistic about life, I won't go on a soapbox or go down any sort of political road, but I think
Yeah.
that we need to be more realistic about what real life is. And I think that's okay. I can tell you, I'm fortunate my son, my daughter's too young, is in a school that is very realistic about life and what it is when you become an adult. And he's in 3rd grade and he already knows how to sign checks and do all that stuff, and I think that's good. Yeah, it's pretty
No,
cool.
that is, yeah.
Is I
I
gotta
did not expect that, but yeah.
Yeah, I've got where I work, there are people who are in their early 20s that just got out of college that don't know how to address a letter, like how to send a letter through the post office to other people. They don't know how to do that. And I'm like, you paid a shit ton of money to go to college and you don't even know how to send a letter to somebody. That's it's not hard, but that's a little scary. So I think that shining light on anything, even if it's a little bit of a touchy subject, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. All right, now we don't really have any more comments, so I do want to address these 2 movies that are coming out. I never thought I'd see this movie again. Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah.
AKA Indiana Jones, and I don't remember the name.
It was something about a call or something. The call
The
to something. The last call or some shit.
Call of Destiny or something.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Somebody let sound off in the comments if you know. I can't remember. Yeah, but Harrison Ford, he's back. No Shia LaBeouf for obvious reasons. They hinted at that in the 08 movie, but he is not coming back. But I am excited for that. I do love the 4 Indiana Jones. I mean, I love the first 3. The 4th one was okay.
Yeah.
But,
I was a massive Indiana Jones fan as a kid. I have a whip that I asked my dad for my birthday. I just wanted to be Indiana Jones so bad, and I still have it. It's up on the wall right there.
That's awesome.
It's not the same whip that he has. It's a there was like a. This is long before Boot Barn, but there was an old cowboy store that had a bullwhip. And the Dial of Destiny. Larissa got it. Thank you, Larissa.
Yes. The Call of Destiny.
Yeah, so I knew it was something like that.
Go take $5 from Mike's wallet as your reward.
Yeah, so I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan. The Crystal Skull was a little bit different for me than what I was used to. I didn't hate it. I liked it. It wasn't great. But I'm always excited. I know we're not gonna. The thing is we're not gonna be getting Harrison Ford much more. There's not gonna be a whole lot more of him. So yeah, for sure. I hope that this movie does him justice, and he can ride off into the sunset if he so chooses to. And this kind of be his last go at it, and it be a good one.
Yeah, like Dino said, they must have paid him a truckload of money. I'm sure that didn't hurt causes for getting him back.
Yeah,
I would assume. And Harrison Ford's actually in the MCU right now, which is actually insane.
What is he playing in the MCU?
Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh shit!
The actor that played him passed away. Harrison Ford replaced him.
Wow,
That's cool. In, Thunderbolts. That's
very
debut,
cool.
I think. Yeah. So
all right.
It was a rumor for the longest time. I'm like, it probably won't come true. Here we are. It's official, and I'm like, cool, man. Harrison Ford, sure. Yeah, I have the Indiana Jones, the first 3 on VHS. I should probably.
Oh yeah, I got them right back there on that shelf on VHS. Yep.
Yeah. I should probably get the DVD, but hold on 1 minute. Booby, fix your mic very low. I don't know. Maybe I should turn my phone up. I don't know. It's already up. Test, 1, 2,
maybe
3.
I'm just really loud. That could be it. Maybe I'm just. I can dial my mic down.
Can you hear me though? Like
I can hear you.
Okay, Ryan. Anybody else in the comments? This is what we work with, folks. You know. Another movie I wanted to mention, and if you thought the Indiana Jones franchise has gone on for a long time, I introduce you to the Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh shit! So I can tell you this, like you with Nightmare on Elm Street, I've only seen the first 2 Fast and Furious movies.
Fair enough. I can't say I blame you. It's gotten ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I saw them in the theater when they came out. Like, and
Yeah.
I saw those two, and then they did Tokyo Drift, and I was like, oh, Paul Walker's not in it. Like, nah, I'm good. And then I just kind of never followed up with it. Even when he came back, I was like, oh, that's cool, but I just never got around to watching him,
Yeah. So the third one, Tokyo Drift, Vin Diesel does appear at the end. Now,
Yes, I did hear that.
I can't remember off the top of my head why he did it. If he appeared in this movie, he got the movie rights to something. I can't remember. I remember reading that. I'm not going crazy. But for Tokyo Drift was not. 4 was okay. 5 had The Rock, so that
Mhm.
picked it up. 6 and 7 or 6, 7, and 8 had The Rock, but 8 got ridiculous because like the whole family thing went out the window for
Okay.
him. Like he turned evil for reasons, and then 9 was just ridiculous. Now this movie came out in 2021, I believe, so it's been about a year and a half, and I'm not spoiling anything major, but they go to space.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, which is the one that they went to outer space?
The most recent one with John Cena as the villain.
That's hilarious.
Now that's the main reason why I went to see it with John
Yeah.
Cena.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and they could have, they're brothers in the movie, Vin Diesel and John Cena. And it's like, really? Vin Diesel never mentioned he had a brother whatsoever. Like you could have done best friend from childhood best friend,
Right.
cousin, and nobody would have batted an eye. But like brother, you think it would have been mentioned once in the past 8 movies.
Right.
But Fast and Furious 10, they've got an interesting cast. I believe Alan Richardson is on it. Now I don't know if you've ever watched Blue Mountain State. What else? He's in that new show.
He played it's Jack Reacher, isn't it?
Yes, he's Reacher, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he played Raphael in the Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movies.
Oh wow, okay. So he's in that movie. They got Brie Larson, aka Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Then they got Jason Momoa, Aquaman.
Wow.
I think he's the villain. Because of course.
Yeah.
I guess they needed to replace The Rock.
Yeah, is he going to be The Rock's brother? Is that what they're going to go for?
Yeah. Did you ever end up seeing Hobbs and Shaw?
No.
The spin-off?
I didn't. Yeah. That's with Jason Statham, right?
And The Rock, yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen it.
I thought it was pretty good, funny. You could tell they let them do their thing. Because like apparently Vin Diesel had like he was like that, just horrible to work with.
Right.
And that's what The Rock says.
I remember hearing those rumors that he was rather difficult to work with.
Yeah, like he would show up late to set and all that. Yeah. Yeah, that's Charlize Theron's in it again.
Oh, okay. Cool.
They don't even look alike. I believe we're talking about John Cena and Vin Diesel here.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing alike. Even if Cena would have shaved his head, nothing. With Avatar 3 coming out in 2020. Really? That's
quick. That's a quick turnaround.
Okay. I have not seen either Avatar.
I've seen the first one. I have not seen the second one yet.
Second one comes out tonight, or yesterday it came out. But
okay.
So first Avatar came out when I was 13. I really had no interest at the time.
Yeah.
I couldn't sit through those long movies at the time, but now I'm sitting through Marvel movies that are 3 hours. So I really don't have, and the Batman that's 3 hours.
Yeah.
So I really don't have an excuse anymore. But Avatar 2 or Avatar Way of the Water is 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Woo-wee.
No, not doing that in theaters. I'll hit both of them when they come to streaming.
Yeah. But I'm with you. It's so goddamn expensive to go see movies nowadays that like if I'm gonna go, it's gonna be something that like I'm something that's on this list that we're talking about. Like
Agreed.
those are things that I would pay to go see. I did like the first Avatar. I was very late. I didn't see it in theaters. I think I saw it on HBO. Like someone was like, "Have you seen Avatar?" I was like, "What's an Avatar?" I didn't even know anything about it. And then I watched it, and I was like, the first time I watched it, I was like, it's kind of got like some, Pocahontas, a little bit undertones to it. Similar kind of concept, but I enjoyed it. I thought visually it was very fun to watch. I heard that this movie is this second one is the same. It's visually stunning. I don't know anything about the story, or I'm assuming that it's just like Avatar, but maybe Avatar and Waterworld had a baby, and this is what this movie is going to be. That's my assumption. I don't know. But I'll see it when I can watch it, like in one of these seats behind me on the TV on the wall. Like that's when I'll check it out. Nothing against James. I like James Cameron movies. I think he's come out with just stellar after stellar movie. But yeah, it's just not quite in my wheelhouse.
Me neither. And if you love Avatar, great. But like,
nothing against
10
it.
Minutes.
Believe me, I've got plenty of movies that I like that people, if I just went down the list, would be like, "What the hell?" So yeah.
Like,
I've got questionable taste at best.
We won't get into that, but yeah, probably won't be seeing it in theaters. James Cameron, I like him, but he was crazy for his take with what he said about. Did you hear about him and the runtime?
No. What did he say?
Okay, so he said something along the lines of, because they were like, well, 3 hours and 10 minutes is a long movie, and he's like, oh, I don't want to hear it. I see these people binge watching TV shows, and they're knocking them out left and right. And I was like, yeah, I see your point, but you can also pause the TV show.
Right.
To go to the bathroom, to go to eat, to go to get a drink.
Well, and generally an episode will have its own, like it not necessarily is an episode of a show gonna be like we I think talked about it backstage first, but that 70s show has got that 90s show coming out, right? And if you think about just from that standpoint, or any show that you like, for the most part, they all kind of have their own, arc, and it ends, and maybe a little bit of it will carry over into the next one. But if it's something like Wednesday that just came out, where it's like every story kind of is building towards one big crescendo, not everything is like that. Majority of the shows that you watch just kind of are self-contained within that episode. Think of the Power Rangers, given your Christmas sweater. It was every episode was different. So it's not sitting for 3 hours of Power Rangers, for example, and sitting for 3 hours of any movie. They're not the same, because one is just a slow burn to get to that finale, and the other one is it's a bunch of different things. I love the show Cobra Kai. I love that show. It's so funny. It makes me get all the feels that I had from when I was a kid, just applying it into modern day stuff. But it's like, there is a eventual, there's the big arc of the entire season, but every episode is pretty much self-contained, that's building to that final thing. And it's the one doesn't have to necessarily do with the other. So I don't necessarily agree with him. He is a lot smarter than me, so I'm probably wrong. Actually, I'm sure that I'm wrong, but whatever. It doesn't. It's my opinion. I can have as wrong of an opinion as I want to have.
Now, quick mention to Cobra Kai. I do not watch that show, but my brother and father do. Now, I met Ralph Macchio over the summer.
Oh, no kidding. That's very cool.
I got an autograph from my dad and my brother, and I waited in that line for 2 hours. Now, the reason it was 2 hours, he is the nicest human being, because if you want to chat him up for a minute, he'll chat you up for a minute. If you want to chat him up for 10 minutes, he will chat you up for 10 minutes.
That's very cool, man.
And I'm in line, and I'm like, that's awesome, but let's move this along.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Ralph. Let's
Yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely. That's cool though. I love hearing
cool,
stories like that, man.
cool guy for sure. I wasn't sure what to expect going in, but
Hmm.
I was like, okay, this pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, for somebody that loves family, never mentioned having a brother. Yes, that new Transformers is coming out in 2023 too. Now, I I haven't seen a Transformers movie since Shia LaBeouf in the third one.
How many do you know how many there are? I don't.
I don't
I've
either.
seen at least 3, maybe 4. I could be wrong that there's
Yeah,
even 4, maybe there's only 3, but I'm pretty positive I've seen 3. And Mark Wahlberg was in one of them, right? Maybe?
I did not see that one.
Okay,
I
okay.
can assure you because I remember Shia LaBeouf, not
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg.
dude, I loved Transformers as a kid. Like I said, I've seen a few of them. They're what I expect from a Michael Bay movie. There's
Yeah.
not going to be a whole lot of substance, but there's, some cool explosions and stuff like that. I'll probably that would be something I would take my son to go see. That one
Yeah,
I
I
would
feel
pay to
you.
go see, but it would be because my son I
Yeah,
don't know if
exactly.
Bumblebee is going to be in it, but like my son loves Bumblebee.
I did see Bumblebee. Now that I think about it,
I
Haley
did see that
Steinfeld.
movie.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah, I did see that
good
movie.
movie. Good movie.
Hmm.
I did enjoy that.
Yeah, so I would take him. I would take
Of
him
course.
to go see that for sure.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
wouldn't
Now,
mind taking him. There's
yeah, I
movies that
feel
I'd
you.
be like, oh my god, I don't want to go see this, but that one I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind.
yeah, I feel you. Dino says, now Dino, if you know who's the star of the new Transformers movie, if you could comment that, because
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
really don't know.
Yeah.
Chris Stuckman's movie is coming out in 2023. He's a fellow YouTuber, cool, that got funding from his fans. It's a horror movie. It looks pretty good. It's called Shelby Oaks. Now wait, what turns it into a horror movie? Is it
Uh, I think he said it's a horror movie. I saw like I
Oh,
used to. Go ahead.
sorry, I just okay. I took that as he's a fellow YouTuber and his fans were paying him, and then it suddenly becomes a horror movie.
Oh, I
The
got you.
fans are funding the movie. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I'm like, how does it become a horror movie? Like the fans give you money and you just like take them out? Like, okay.
Yeah, it's got one of those be
Rough
careful
moment
what you
there.
wish for
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Um yeah, I the Shelby Oaks thing, I'll see it. I used to really like Chris. Not that I don't like him anymore, I just don't follow him. There was a show, it was a YouTube thing. It was called Screen Junkies, and it was movie fights, and they would do like movie trivia and stuff like that. It was a really fun show. Like it was actually like had a pretty, I'm sure, expensive production for a YouTube channel. And I remember him then, and I always kind of dug his takes. I kind of lost track of him, over
Yeah,
the years. So that's cool that
I
he's
feel
making a
you.
movie. I'll go see it for sure.
Yeah. Hey, why not? Larissa says, I want to know how they're going to play. Okay, this is back to Avatar, I believe. Oh, wait, yeah, Avatar. I want to know how they're going to play out that how Sigourney Weaver's character now having an Avatar kid. Spoilers. I'm just kidding.
Hmm.
Movie's 13. Movie's 13 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can leave that one to Maverick.
Uh, so I'm assuming in this one the main character is going to be Sigourney Weaver's kid. Isn't Is her
Sure.
kid I don't know if that's like a plot point. I don't know much about
Yeah.
this movie, but
Yeah.
if I'm just going to run with whatever how I'm interpreting the comment.
Yeah.
If her kid, I don't know if her kid is going to be like the plug-in avatar, or like
Yeah.
when she turned into an avatar somehow gave birth to a kid.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be one of those things where like the connection ends up um becoming like there's some sort of way that the human and the computer version like cross over almost. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the only thing I could come up with on the spot is like I'm trying to think of the movie. There's a movie. where they plug into. Oh well, I guess the Matrix does it, right? Where they plug in and then they become it. Maybe the human and the computer fuses into one, and she was pregnant at the time, or they put her on life support or something, and she was able to have the baby that was inside of her that she didn't even know about. That would be my guess, but I don't really know.
That is wild. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see these movies eventually. I will. I plan on it, but just when it comes to streaming. I believe this is about the James Cameron. He also says you won't miss anything when you see it in the movie and need to go to the bathroom because you're gonna watch it over and over again. And IDK about that. Yeah. 3 out of 10 movie. I don't know if I'm gonna be. I mean, Dark Knight's 2.5, and I will watch that no problem anytime.
Yeah,
but
it's like I said, rewatchability for casual fans. When you get into that, when you're running at 180-minute movie, like if this is not someone who is a diehard Avatar person, I think I've seen the first Avatar. I don't know how long the runtime was for that, but I saw it once for sure, and I think maybe I saw like the second half of it some other time when my wife was watching it. That would be my guess, but like I never really went back to the well. I liked it, and there's movies that I like that I'll see it and I'll never watch it again. And I feel like this at 3 hours, Batman, different story, right? I love Batman. I've watched that movie probably 10 times. So yeah, that's quite a bit of hubris that he's putting on display, saying that they're going to watch it over and over again. But maybe there's more fans than I know, or that I'm giving this franchise credit for.
I mean, I will give it a benefit of the doubt. I'll put this in quotes too. It is the most grossing movie of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
Highest grossing, and again, I put that in quotes because Avengers Endgame beat them. But then Avatar decided, let's bring it back to theaters, and then they took it back.
Yeah.
So Endgame, you know what to do. Take it back.
Yeah.
Now, Endgame's a perfect example. That movie's 3 hours on the dot. I've watched it countless times. But I'm so invested in Marvel, it's like,
right. And yeah, it goes back to, like I said, the casual fan. I just don't think you're going to get them coming back that much.
Yeah. Dino says the Meg 2 is also coming. I like the first one with Jason Statham. I didn't know a second one was happening. Oh man,
I didn't know that either. That's news. Did you ever see the movie? And Dino or anybody in the chat, this applies to you too. Did you ever see because I do like Jason Statham a lot. Did you ever see the Transporter, the first Transporter movie with Jason Statham? Yes. Man, dude, that was the first movie the first movie I ever saw him in was it Snatch or Lock, Stock? I think it was Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and I really liked that movie. Yeah, it was. God damn! Now I'm drawing a blank because there's 3 movies I always get mixed up. It's Snatch, which stars Brad Pitt. There's Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and then there's 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag. And I can't, but they're all kind of like. If you saw the movies, they all have kind of the same tone, and you would understand why I get those ones mixed up. But then I saw him in the Transporter, and I was like, "Oh my god, this dude is badass!" I loved it. So I really do like Jason Statham a lot as an actor. He's cool.
And the Expendables, I'm sure you've seen those movies.
I've seen the Expendables, absolutely. Yes, I have.
The 4th one is coming, not next year, but it is coming. And I can only imagine who they're going to get to be in it.
Right. Well, the cool thing about that franchise is that, granted, you have your cornerstones of it, but like as the years progress, you start moving into that age, or that the next actor they bring in is going to be in that same kind of realm of like was once an action star and now is kind of aged out a bit, but this is another last hoorah for him, so to speak. So I'm all for that.
I need Nicolas Cage in that movie.
You know what? Don't be surprised if he's the next one, man. That guy acts in everything.
Yeah, he makes movies left and right, and
I know
he's got the National Treasure show just came out. Have you seen those movies?
I've seen those movies for sure. I loved those movies.
I love the first one. Second one, it's hit or miss with me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's
Yeah.
not on the same level for sure, but they always had a Indiana Jones-esque vibe to them, and just like we were talking about, I loved Indiana Jones, and the or artifact finding missions and stuff. That's all cool stuff to me.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I had it on my head. I don't even remember. Okay. Oh, maybe it'll come back to me. Yeah. But yeah. Nicholas Cage. What was I saying about Nicholas Cage? National Treasure. Oh, the first National Treasure. I saw it for the first time in 5th grade at my elementary school. Tell me how that happened.
That's crazy. That's awesome, though, man.
I was watching it. I'm like, I love this movie, and I've been
Uh-huh.
in love with it ever since. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's an easy sell. It's a historical based movie. Like shit, when I was in elementary school, we were watching like Charlotte's Web, the
Yeah.
cartoon. Like, yeah, we didn't get to watch. I can't think of any
Mm.
cool movies that we watched in class. In
Yeah.
class, we never watched anything cool. I would have
Yeah.
loved that to be my 5th grade class
Yeah.
movie.
I still remember it to this day, and I'm like, how did that happen? And I've gotten away with a couple movies that I watched in school, and I don't know how. Like we watched The Princess Bride. I don't know if you ever seen that one.
That's a fucking great movie. I love
I
that movie.
love that movie. I love that movie. And then Gladiator in 7th
Wow.
grade. Yeah.
That's cool. Oh,
That's
okay.
one of
That junior high, yeah, I got to
Mm.
see a little bit cooler movies in like junior high and high school.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
But I thought you were just talking about elementary school. I'm like,
Oh no
shit,
no no no
that's
no.
a
Imagine like 4th
yeah.
grade and you're just sitting across the
Yeah.
front. It's like
Mhm.
no, but
Mhm.
that's Gladiator's a top 10 movie of mine. Always love that movie. What else? The Princess Bride, the Romeo and Juliet movie. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Which one? The one with Leonardo DiCaprio?
DiCaprio.
Oh,
Yeah.
I really like that movie.
I did too. When they were like, "Oh, Romeo and Juliet," the movie, I'm like,
Yeah, right. You're like,
but then
shit.
I was invested. I was like, John
Mhm.
Leguizamo,
Yeah.
Leo, and I was like,
Mhm.
cool.
Yep.
I don't want to pull up this comment, but he is supporting the stream. So, hey Bob, did you tell him about your arrest warrant in Dallas yet?
Nice.
You can't prove that, Joe Farrow. Just because I had a trip there this year, that doesn't mean anything. Okay.
Just don't go back to Dallas. As long as it's not extraditable, you should be fine.
Yeah, you can't prove anything. Dino says the Marvels are coming. Wait, the Marvels, yes. I did have them on my list. Nick Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson is coming back. So it's been a while since we've seen him. Secret Invasion is coming. He's the main star of that.
I am looking forward to that for sure.
Yes. Oh my goodness. We have Carrie Craves Cinema. Hey
Hi,
guys.
Care Bear.
Popping in to say hey before watching Red Right Hand, Jake's movie. Awesome. Thank you for popping in, first of all, and enjoy the movie. We have another comment for Carrie. I saw Monty Python and the Holy Grail in history class.
It was
great.
That's a fun movie.
Yeah. Okay. Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is coming too. Now, I don't know what that is, if I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah, I saw that on the list. Like I said, I will always watch a Zack Snyder movie because you're gonna get a home run, or you're gonna get something. You're gonna get a Martha, and you just So it's out of like just the curious bone in my body is like I gotta see what he did. So yeah, I'll check that out for sure, Dino.
Why not? I Spy a Pharaoh. That's Ryan's cousin, my editor. So, hey, Carrie is here. Yes, she was. Bobby, your thumbnails are cool AF. By the way, killer. Shout out. I can't take any credit for that because I'm not good like that. Ryan Keys, my editor. He does great work. I'll be brutally honest. When he offered his services, when I started my channel, I had no idea he could edit like that, edit and do thumbnails. He's very good.
Nice.
Very, very good. And I look at them and I'm like, I could never pull this off. I'm like, I could never pull this off.
Oh yeah.
Carrie says, "Hey Dino," and then Mav did not tell us about him being on this stream. Gives bestie question mark.
So, I mean, you can attest to this. I
Yes,
didn't
I can back him up.
know. I didn't know about. Well, I did know about this, but
Yeah.
I screwed up, and I thought the stream was at 10 this morning, and I thought I missed it. So it was it was very last minute on my part, not on Bobby's. Bobby gave me months advance notice about doing a stream with him, and I just there's no excuse on my end, Carrie. I literally I dropped the ball for sure, and then it was kind of crunch time, and I was scrambling to make sure all my stuff worked so that I could be here, one, and then two could be like heard and seen, and not jack Bobby up. So yeah, that was my bad for sure.
But look,
I
in the end, he was here. He is
I'm
here.
here.
You know?
I'm here. Absolutely.
Then Carrie says, Ryan is kick then. Yes, he is. Mike, do you need a second editor? I do good work. No, thank you. And I know what you want to do with those edits, Mike, and we're not doing that. So yeah. Ryan says thank you to Carrie. Carrie says what gives I meant. You're welcome, Ryan. Hats off to you. Dino, do you guys think The Exorcist? Let me try that again. Do you guys think The Exorcist reboot will be good, and also Evil Dead Rise? That's tough.
Well, I can give you. I'll buy you some time. I am looking forward to Evil Dead Rise. I know that the setting is supposedly taking place in some inner city, so it's going to be pretty cool to see what they do with that. I'm excited to kind of just not anything against being in the woods or the cabin, but just a new bit of scenery is exciting for me. The Exorcist, I don't remember if they said they're planning on doing a one-off or a trilogy, or maybe it's going to be predicated on how successful this is. But after the last big major horror franchise Blumhouse and David Gordon Green were attached to, after the way that trilogy played out, I'll expect a really good first movie that pays a lot of homage to the original, a second movie that has no substance to the story but a lot of crazy cool kills or whatever, and then a third story that literally has almost nothing to do with the first two stories. So that is kind of my feeling on it. They kind of gotta they for me, if they are doing a trilogy, they have to not do what they did with Halloween, or don't bill it as such. Bill it as two movies that are interconnected, and then a third movie that is a something different. So.
Okay, now we have Carrie, Mav spitting out excuses. Just kidding. Just
I
coming
know.
to streaming. Better late than never, Carrie. Thank you for joining us again. My popping in is more like camping. Hey, camp out. We enjoy having you.
Yeah, hang out.
Can't leave you guys. I love my horror family. We love you too. This is for all of you that don't know, this is the Craven Something Scary group. We all kind of merged.
It's kind of how we all found each other.
Yeah, pretty much. And we owe Craven that. And if he ever heard us say that, he would cry. I know he would.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
Yes, he is. Actually, I was going to mention this. Doesn't that new Mario Bros movie come out? Yes. And I do want to see that. Chris Pratt voicing Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Day voicing Luigi. Now, do you watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes, I'm a huge fan. I love Charlie Day.
We're gonna chat then. Oh my goodness.
I love
Do you listen to the podcast?
No, I haven't heard their podcast or
Oh,
the podcast. Yeah, no.
them breaking down the episode is like secondary. It's so hilarious. They go off on a tangent,
Oh,
and
okay.
the I don't know what you would call her. I guess the director. It's just it's one of the writers for Always Sunny. She always tries to bring them back, but it doesn't work. It does not work.
Yeah, dude, I love that show with a passion. I love that
Yes.
show. It's so funny, so funny.
Oh man, we might have to do a live stream on Always Sunny.
Fuck,
I think
I'm down, dude.
I
I'm
think
so
that's gonna
down.
happen.
Yeah.
Best moments, best episodes.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Craven is our conductor.
Yeah.
Charlie Day talking as Luigi. Yes, please. Black kills it as Bowser. Yeah, and doesn't Seth Rogen voice Donkey Kong? I'm pretty sure.
No kidding.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know who all is cast for that movie.
Yeah.
I did know about Chris Pratt and Charlie Day.
Yeah.
But I didn't know Jack Black was attached to it.
Yeah, neither did I. So all right, we got another Always Sunny fan.
Yes.
Yeah, Carrie might have to come on. Charlie's my fave. Oh man. I can't pick a favorite character from that show.
Yeah.
I really can't. They're all so great.
They all have different things about them that make it just I think it depends on the episode for me. Like, you know, if it's Mac doing his karate, you know, like when he's like talking, I gave him the ocular pat down, he's clear, you know, like they say so much dumb shit, you know, or like it just depends on who's kind of the central focus of the story. Because even Danny DeVito, there's episodes where he is my favorite, you know, like it just I think it's a episode by episode basis, but I really that's one. I'm not a big TV guy, but that is one show that held my attention and my effort to make sure that I was able to watch it, you know.
I can't wait for the new season. I don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, I did.
They slowed down and
yeah. Well, they started doing some other projects, and I think maybe I'm wrong, but I thought one of the guys was attached to like a small town like soccer team over in the UK. Okay, was it Rob
McElhenney?
Yeah, something like that.
Mac, honestly. That's based on a true story. They own the team. Him and Ryan Reynolds.
Yes. Okay. I think it's the dude. It's Ryan Reynolds, but yeah, that's actually pretty freaking cool. Like I haven't seen the story or.
I've watched the first episode and it was so good.
Yeah,
and it's so funny. I'll give a little. It's not a spoiler because it's based on a true story, but Mac always wanted to buy the soccer team, and he goes, "Well, these soccer teams cost a lot of money," so he goes, "So I need a guy that has superhero money, gin money, movie money, TV money," and then he just pauses. He goes, "What else does this guy do?" Like, because Ryan Reynolds just does it all. Yeah. No. Well. If it isn't the Soiled Fool classic.
Mm-hmm.
Anya Taylor-Joy is talking as Peach. I probably said that wrong. OMG, so excited. Dayman vs. Nightman is my fave. I love it too much. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention my favorite Always Sunny episode only because we are about to be 8 days out until Christmas. And if that isn't a hint, I don't know what is.
Mm-hmm.
The Christmas episode.
Yeah.
My favorite episode of all time. It was the first episode I ever saw. Now, yes, I was watching. I don't even remember what year this was. I don't remember what I was watching, but I was watching something. Always Sunny came on. I heard the Christmas music. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. But at the end of that hour, I was stunned at what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And Maverick knows what happens in that episode.
Yes.
It gets very dark.
To say the least.
Very dark. And I'm like, what did I just watch? And then I started watching more and more, and I was like, I love this show.
Yeah, my first episode was I can't, I'm not going to quote the title specifically, but it's along the lines of like the gang takes a road trip, and it's when they that was the first episode I ever saw where they tried to start a fire in the little U-Haul trailer, and they ended up passed out in the back. I was howling laughing watching that, and like I can be it's not like super easy to make me laugh, you know, and I love comedy movies, but just some stuff just that is maybe commonly found funny, like I won't laugh, but that episode had me howling. The other episode that is my favorite is the Pepe Sylvia, where they're working in the mailroom, and they're like, dude, we got fired 2 weeks ago. He's like, I got boxes full of Pepe. That is
He's real. They're real people, Charlie.
Yeah, that is probably my favorite episode. It's just so damn funny. I love that show is just the best. It is the best.
I'm speaking it into existence. I hope a season comes in 2023, because 2020 it didn't happen. 2021 it did happen. So let's do it, you know. And then my top two is the Serial Defense. And I'm about to blow your mind with this, and they confirmed this on the podcast. True story.
Really?
The events of the car getting hit with the milk and the cereal. Dennis Reynolds in real life, it happened to.
That's awesome.
He came in hot to Always Sunny, and he's explaining it. And he's saying he was eating cereal and he got hit. Now, I don't know who hit him.
Yeah.
But they were like, wait a minute. You're okay, right? And he's like, yeah. They were like, so you were eating a bowl of cereal while driving? And he goes, yeah. And they were like, we can go somewhere with this. And they were like, we wanted to make sure he was okay, but like,
more fascinated at the choice that you made to drive. And
when I heard that blew my mind. I was like, oh, goodness.
Yeah, I've got tears in my eyes right now just from the conversation, just telling the stories of the show. Like, that's what happens to me when I watch the show. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah, we're doing an Always Sunny podcast. Rob McElhaney, yes.
Yeah.
Cheated, LOL, copy and paste. Carrie, I cannot I don't know, Maverick, can you see the comments?
Yeah, I can see him.
Okay. I'm not gonna put Carrie's one comment out. You can I'm sure you could see why.
Yeah.
Sunny Christmas. I'm not gonna put that up, but we know what scene you're talking about. It was a funny one. No way you can not laugh while watching Always Sunny.
Right.
That's true. Love the zoo episode. It's a new episode. Them texting and the emojis. Yes. The Carrie comes in understandable. Yeah, I can't get banned from. Yeah, I can't. And we know it's a hilarious scene. Now back, and then Mac and Dennis moved to the suburbs. It's my favorite new episode.
That is a good one. Yeah, I enjoyed. Yeah, I enjoyed the new the newest season, I should say. That was yeah, it was fun. It was good to have him back, and
it was a short one, but better than nothing.
That was what was the most confused I was, because I was like, is this kind of like a winter break they're taking? Is there more coming? And then I just realized, like, no, that was it. But it was still fun.
I'm pretty sure they just wanted to get a season out just so they didn't have 2 straight years without Always Sunny, because it didn't release till December 2021, so they were close.
Yeah,
but we'll sidebar Always Sunny for now.
Sure.
Wait, actually, hold on 1 minute. There we go. Yes, Thunder Gun. Yes.
Oh,
classic episode. Yes. Right. We'll be talking about this all night. Back to Dino's comment, and I do want to touch on this. I know it isn't 2023, but Deadpool 3 with Wolverine, take all my money. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah.
So fun story about that. When the news broke, I was on a stream, not a YouTube stream or anything. Well, no, it technically ended up being a YouTube stream, but with my my wrestling buddy Zero, he'll be listening to this. And and news broke that Deadpool 3 was coming out with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, and I had to contain myself from not screaming and getting
Right.
so excited because I was on stream and I'm like, I'm like,
Pacing.
it's happening. I'm like, oh. And man, Ryan Reynolds kills everything he does, and
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's back, and their MCU debut, I believe, will be in Deadpool 3. But you know how Marvel is; it could also be before that.
Right. Yeah. No, that's super exciting. I'm glad that he's reprising his role as Wolverine,
Yeah,
because that was one of the things I always envisioned Wolverine as a little bit shorter in stature, like at least
yeah,
if we got the live action, he's on the taller end. But
mm,
man, like it would be hard to see somebody else try to fill those shoes.
yeah, for
um
sure.
you know I know they've talked about Tom Hardy. If they did that, I wouldn't,
Yeah,
I'm not saying I would
no,
mind. I
yeah,
love Tom Hardy as an actor. I think
I
he's
do too.
freaking awesome. I'm sure he could do it, but it's hard to see somebody else in the claws, so to
Yeah,
speak.
and keep
Then
him as Venom. Keep him
yeah,
as Venom.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Carrie says, "Okay, I'm going to watch Red Right Hand. Have fun, guys. Thank you for joining us, Carrie."
Bye, Care Bear. It was good seeing
Yeah.
you.
Um. Yeah, Deadpool. I don't know when he's gonna pop up in Marvel. If it is just Deadpool 3, but Avengers. I might be mixing up the order now. This is a few years away, but Avengers Secret Wars. I'm sorry. Wait. Secret Wars is coming out in 2024, right after Deadpool 3. So,
Nice.
so
So
yeah,
I started looking at like TV shows that were up and coming, and
yeah,
I don't know how many of these are accurate, but if this is the
okay,
case, like, so it says Green Lantern, it doesn't say anything else about it. Then there's
yeah.
Batman Caped Crusader, which if that's the case, I'll be all over that.
Is that with
We
Pattinson attached, or you don't know?
No, this I don't know who they're going to. It just says reimagining the Batman mythology.
Okay.
I don't know how accurate this is. It's IMDb, so it could just be a whole
Okay.
bunch of baloney.
Yeah.
There's My Adventures with Superman, Spider-Man Freshman Year, Gotham
Yes.
Knights. All of those, I'll be all in for. I love cartoons still. I'm,
Yeah.
knocking on 40's door, but I can watch cartoons like a motherfucker, dude.
I
So
love it.
yeah, I'm a giant kid. So
Okay. That's great.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know, like I don't know a whole lot. Like I said, TV is I'm very selective about what I watch with
Yeah.
TV. Just not a lot of stuff appeals to me, but like there was another FX show that I really love. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called What We Do in the Shadows. It's a
No.
vampire. It's like a spoof vampire show, and there's like a film crew that's just kind of how The Office will do like interviews with people, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like that, but with four vampires that are trying to assimilate into just like normal human life.
I think
It,
I remember this now. It's coming
it's
back to me.
it's fucking hilarious. My wife and I love that show. Like, she's not
Mm,
like a super big horror fan.
mm,
She's coming around slowly but surely. I'm kind of corrupting her.
yeah.
But that is a show that she absolutely loves. Like, her and I can sit down and rewatch the same. It's just in the same kind of silly vein as with a different kind of set of characters and setting and stuff as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Just
Yeah.
it is nonstop funny.
Yeah.
But there was a movie that the creators made in 2014 under the same title that is funny as hell.
Okay.
It's called What We Do in the Shadow, and it's a documentary crew following three vampires that are just trying to fit in the I think they're in New York or Staten Island or Long Island, something like
Yeah.
that. It's so funny. It's the same guy that did Thor: Love and Thunder. Like, uh,
Oh.
yeah, he's one
Um.
of the creators of that show.
What's his name? Yeah,
It's like
I'm not gonna get
Taika
it.
Waititi or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm not even gonna bother.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about though.
Mm-hmm. So it's a really good show. It's on FX. It's on Hulu. I
I got Hulu.
love that show. So if
Okay.
you're ever looking for something new, try
Yeah.
checking it out. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah. Now,
Sorry if I'm not supposed to cuss, by the way. I cuss all the time.
Yeah,
I try
whatever,
not to, but I can't help it. I got a potty mouth.
We got a PG-13 crowd. Yeah. What was I gonna say? So we're about to hit 2 hours. I did not expect this, but I'm just having fun talking. We'll go
Yeah.
maybe a little over 2 hours, maybe like 2:10.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're cool with that, if you
For
got
sure.
a dip, I
No, for
completely
sure,
understand.
man. Let's do it.
I wish Fast and Furious waited until 10 to go to space so we could compare it to Jason X. They shouldn't have went to space at all. They shouldn't have went to space at all. It was just and it's so funny. Now, Maverick, you said you haven't seen Fast 9 yet, right?
No.
Yeah, you haven't seen. They make fun of it. They're like, "How do we keep surviving? We're in space," and I'm like, I'm so. It's like, and it's like, you know what? I could be done with this franchise, but it's like, I've watched 90% of the movies.
Yeah, they go a little meta with the commentary on.
It's like, should I stop now? And then the ending to 9, if it's leading towards what I'm thinking it is, this is a mistake.
Oh no,
It's
that's not good. You think they're gonna time travel in 10?
I compared to the ending of 9, time travel would be great.
Wow. Yeah, don't be surprised if you see someone hop in a DeLorean and gun that thing to 88. You know.
Well, the end of Fast 9. They're teasing somebody coming back, and let's just say that person's not around anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
I
an
don't know
interesting
why.
choice.
I don't know how. They mentioned him in the movie. They didn't show him, and I was okay with them mentioning him briefly. But why would you try and? I will see what happens in Fast 10. But
Right.
oh, Dino, how did I forget about this? My goodness. The horror version of Winnie the Pooh.
You're right. I forgot about that as well.
That slipped my mind completely. Now, for those of you that don't know out there, it's only coming to theaters for one day, at least in my area. It's listed for February 15th.
And that's it.
And that's it. They're done. So it could be different in different areas. I would look into that. But if it's the same and you really want to see it in theaters, I mean, it's hit or miss with me in theaters. I would go see it in theaters for sure, but I would also, if it's only in one day, they're gonna put it on streaming like the next week. So
right. Yeah, I mean that movie for me, it falls in the same kind of interest as Cocaine Bear. You know, like it's something I have to see. You know, whether it's like you said, if it's only a day, I'm not gonna, depending on what my schedule is like, I'm not going to probably not going to see it in theaters, but I will watch the movie. Like I'm anticipating that for sure, because it's like I want to see what they do with it. Like, are they people in Winnie the Pooh masks that are killing people, or are they like straight up a golden bear that loves honey and blood? You know, like what are we? I'm interested to see the choice that they make. So yeah, that's a for sure movie I'll be anticipating.
Oh yeah, February 15th. Mark it down. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse would be worth a watch. Yeah, it's that's July of next year, I want to say.
So is that going to be in the same? Is that the sequel to the Miles Morales?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that. I like that movie.
Yeah.
The first one.
I know we're going backwards, but Spider-Man No Way Home, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dino's coming in with some good movies. Shazam also. We did kind of maneuver away from the superhero stuff. DC is in so much turmoil right now. I don't know what I want to get excited for.
Yeah, it's one of those things like where you see a car kind of like spinning out and you want to
Yeah.
see, are they going to correct it or are they about to hit that tree, and you kind of want to look away but at the same time you can't. Like that's kind of how I feel with DC right now, is like I'm just kind of like I'm starting to
Yeah.
turn my head going like this is going to get ugly,
Yep.
but I can't quite take my full
Yep.
view off of what's going on, you
They
know?
bring you back in so easily, like they did
Yeah,
with me.
yeah. That's
Like
that's
Black
mhm,
Adam was the prime example, and I was like, really? You did this to me? You got me so excited. And 2 months
right.
later. And Dino, this was actually the last movie I was going to mention. I had on my list. I'm really excited for this. And this is right around the corner, too. Creed 3.
I have not seen any of the Creed movies.
Ooh,
I'm a
okay.
huge Rocky fan. I just haven't it's nothing like I don't really think I I think how's a nice way of saying it? I don't think Michael B. Jordan is the greatest actor when I watch
Okay.
him. Like I just don't like with between Fantastic Four and
Oh, yeah.
Black Panther.
We don't have to talk about that
Yeah, that
Fantastic
was a
Four. We
the
can.
movie was a mess, but like
Yeah.
his acting was off. The Black Panther, he just was off, and I think maybe part of it was like sharing the screen with Chadwick Boseman, where like Chadwick
Yeah.
Boseman, you know, rest in peace, but
Yeah.
you know, it could be that it's just one of those things where it's the same that I feel with Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, right? I
Yeah.
I
Okay.
personally am like I've seen a bunch of different Melissa Barrera movies. She is the same, like all the way through. That like I feel like that is just her ability, right? She can do the
Yeah.
really high emotions, and she other than that, she's kind of just flat for me, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I think that maybe I'm harsh on her because Jenna Ortega is so spectacular, right? Like she's
Yeah.
such a great actress. And I feel like maybe I'm a little hard on him because I haven't seen a whole bunch of his movies, but I've seen those two stand out in my head. One of them was a train wreck of a movie completely. The other
Yeah.
one, he was the counterpart to fucking sorry again for my language, but he was to an outstanding actor. So I never saw the Creed movies. I really beyond Rocky 1 through 4, I don't like 5 was fine with Tommy Morrison. The other movies that came out with older Rocky, I never liked those, and I just kind of like to keep Rocky like 1 through. It's like with Star Wars. I like
Yeah.
the original trilogy, and I don't really like anything else, with the exception of a few things outside the universe. You know.
Yeah. I feel you. It took me a few years to see the first Creed. It just never popped up. Somebody invited me to see Creed 2, and I
Uh
was
huh.
like, "Uh-oh, I gotta see the first one first." Saw the first one, I was like, "Oh, this is a pleasant surprise." And the second one was better than the first one, in my opinion.
Hmm. Now is maybe it was in the first two, or maybe it's in this one. I heard that he's either has or supposed to fight Drago's son. Does that happen?
That's in the second one.
That's in the second one. See, that
That's the
does
plot.
interest me. That
Yeah,
does interest me.
that's why I think it's better than the first one.
Okay, yeah,
That's the main reason because it like
because
Drago. Okay.
yeah, Apollo, man, I loved Apollo in the Rocky movies, even when he was the bad guy. Like Dino speaking to sometimes you root for the bad guy. Not that I was necessarily rooting against Rocky, but man, like how could you not like Apollo? Like he was such a good character.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I will watch them. It's just something that there's always it's like I have a list in my head of things that I want to see, and then something new will pop up or someone will recommend something and kind of give me a breakdown of it to where I'm like, okay, that's gonna skip the line kind of thing. So I'll definitely see it for
Yeah.
sure. But
No. Yeah. I think you'd enjoy too because it's got a lot of history.
oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
It's and Creed 3, his opponent is actually Kang, the actor.
He was what?
Creed in Creed 3, his opponent is
Uh-huh.
Kang, the guy that
Kang.
plays the guy that plays Kang. Yeah.
Okay.
actor.
The
I
actor.
don't know
My
his
bad.
name. I don't know his name.
Yeah, he's. It's
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, this guy's getting a lot of movies and shows. It's good for
Yeah,
him.
he's a really good actor. I at least in what I saw in Loki, I really thought like he was he did a cool take on that, and I dug it for sure.
And Creed 3 was supposed to be out already. So
Oh, really? Was
it
it
was supposed to
something
be
like
out.
COVID held it up, or I'm sorry, the thing held it up, or
I'm
that
not
stuff that?
sure
Yeah.
completely
Okay.
honest. Are we not allowed to say that word still?
No, I don't know. I just hear sometimes
Yeah.
people get weirded out by talking about it, and I don't.
Yeah.
It's not my stream. If it was my stream, I'd just say it
Yeah.
all over
You're
the
good.
place because
Yeah, you're good. I knew that was the thing at one point, but otherwise I don't know. Um, I don't think it had anything to do with that. Maybe it
Okay.
did. I don't know why it got pushed back. Because the last two movies came out the night before Thanksgiving, and I
Okay.
enjoyed that because it ran the box office. But
Right.
then this one's in March. March, I want to say March 2nd. So we got in March we got Scream. I'm sorry, we got Creed 3, Scream 6, John Wick 4, a lot of numbers.
Man.
I feel like there's another March movie I'm missing. Scream, Creed, Wick. Um. Oh, I'm thinking of Aquaman was supposed to, or wait, or Shazam March. Oh, interesting. I don't know, but let's see. Okay, we'll go back to that comment. Creed 2, the scenes where Rocky and Drago are on screen together, it is so good. Agreed, Dino. Yeah. They even fought outside the ring, but it was a deleted scene. I did not know that. Okay. And
That's cool.
the guy that plays Drago's kid is, I think he's a UFC fighter or something along those lines. Jacked.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys are making me want to watch Creed 2, but I can't watch Creed 2 until I watch Creed 1. So I got some catching up to do.
Creed 1's not bad, but
Mhm.
like Creed 2 brings it together. Like
Yeah.
Creed 1, you got to do the story, but Creed 2, it's like the history. Now, what's
Yeah.
your favorite Rocky?
Man, it's hard to not.
Because me and my father have this argument all the time.
Man,
So I'm
well,
curious
I
to
was
see
gonna
what you
say,
say.
much like the first Rocky, it sounds like that's kind of how the first Creed is, where it's a lot of story and kind of backstory, and build up to him actually, fighting kind of thing. Is that what they do in Creed?
Yeah, pretty much.
More or less. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? Like I said, the first four movies, it's really it would man, it's hard not to pick Rocky 4. I want to say Rocky 2 might be my
Really?
favorite. Yeah,
Okay.
where he gets God damn.
Okay.
That is a
I did not
tough.
expect that.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's either 2 or 4 for me, I think. I think that it's either 2 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
what
mine
about
is
you?
4. Mine is
Okay.
4.
Mhm.
I just don't think you can get over him beating Ivan Drago on
Yeah.
Christmas for me.
Well, and if you think about the time that it came out and
Yep.
everything that was going on historically, like, yeah, absolutely. I think it's an awesome. Like I said, it would probably alternate between 2 and 4 for me.
Yeah.
And I think whatever, if you caught me after watching 2, I would probably say 2 is my favorite. And if you caught me after watching 4, I would say 4 is my favorite. So I'm a little indecisive on that one. Yeah,
My
exactly.
dad's is
Just
1,
said
so
there's
yeah.
no easy way out.
Yep. There is no easy way out.
Yeah. Well,
Honestly.
it's relevant for the movie, but also for my thought process. Like, there's no easy way out of this this question. What's your dad's favorite?
1.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
1 is
'Cause
really, really good.
I'm not denying it's good, but like his thinking, he says he's gonna be bad when he watches this. But hey, we're up for debate. He's like, well,
Mhm.
you can't have Rocky 4 without Rocky 1, and I'm like, well, yeah, but that doesn't always mean it's better, you
Right.
know?
Yeah, there's plenty of setup movies. For me, I mean, the best Star Wars movie is Empire Strikes Back. It's well, what, 5 in the series, but it's 2 from the original trilogy, and I think that's one of my favorite movies ever. So
I'm sorry. Dino says you can skip Creed 1, honestly. I mean, you could do that.
yeah.
There's no. I mean, Creed 2 is much better in my opinion, but
Yeah.
we do have to get back to a comment from Dino that I wanted to address. Dino, you were great all night with these comments. You were pulling out movies until this, my man. You mentioned earlier, but did you guys know that they're making a Magic Mike 3? It's called Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I did not know that.
Unfortunately, I did.
Huh.
But just like the other two, or three, yeah, Magic Mike 3, just like the other two, we'll not be seeing it.
Right.
Channing
So
Tatum's great, but no.
yeah, that is news to me. I'm curious. I don't know. I've seen, like people have sent me like gifts, that I know are from Magic Mike. I've never
Yeah.
seen the movies. I'm curious. Part of me is curious, like what is the struggle or what is the task that they have to overcome? Like especially with this one, is it like his last dance? Is he recovering from like a torn ACL and like, he's got an aging out Chippendale dancer kind of thing.
That's
Like,
funny.
I am curious, like, how do they build the, what does he have to overcome? So is it like, did he sprain his ankle and it's, like, is it like, what was that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme where he was, his kids were like, it was called Sudden Death, where his kids get held hostage during a Penguins game. Like, is it something like that where he's got like kids that are, you got to make $1,000 in tips on this stage, otherwise I'm going to kill your kids, in the champagne room. What, like, I don't know. I've never seen these movies. I'm probably sounding like a real big jerk, but I don't
Neither have
know. I
I.
just
I
don't
mean,
know.
you're good. So, he says, I'm not going to lie, I didn't want to watch Magic Mike at all until I saw Kevin Nash was in it. That is true.
I didn't
He
know Kevin
is in
Nash
these
was in
movies.
a Magic
He,
Mike movie either.
I think he is in these movies, and Dino said I still didn't watch it though. Rude, Dino. Wink. Kevin Nash was in your prior comment, but yeah. So we're ending on Magic Mike. I could have never imagined
I mean,
that.
if you need to, go 2 more minutes to end on a different topic, it's cool with
Yeah, we
me,
might
bro.
have to. What do I got here? Aquaman Lost Kingdom. There, no, never mind. Don't do that. Don't do that. I didn't really mention this. Monster Mania Con. Now I believe I told you about that. You probably
Yeah.
have seen it going around. Dino said a wink, laughing emoji, and laughing emoji. Yeah, I got you, Dino. Don't worry. Monster Mania Con. They just announced some guests. I said this in the backstage. The Terrifier crew, or some of them at least right now, are going to be there. I was there last August for Monster Mania, and I really didn't know what to expect. Such a cool experience.
Really.
I know you. I know you're out in Cali, and it's a
Mhm.
far away to Jersey, but if you ever
Yeah.
wanted to make the trip, it's a cool time.
Yeah.
I met some cool people.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, and I met Matthew Lillard,
Oh, that's
uh,
right. That's
Ralph
awesome,
Macchio,
dude.
David Arquette,
That's so cool, man.
Danielle Harris.
You gotta get that's such a cool experience. I don't know what's coming to California. It's weird because like the parts that they would likely go to may be implementing more regulations as far as it's California, man. Like it's
Wink, wink. I got you.
yeah. So I was looking really quick because we can still
Oh.
redeem ourselves from the Magic Mike talk. So I
Thanks,
don't know.
Dino.
um, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have an animated movie coming out called Mutant Mayhem. I was a huge turtle fan as a kid, so
Wow.
I will check that out. That is something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
Final Destination 6 will be coming out. I'm always interested to see what they do with those stories.
yeah, those movies are insane.
And then there was one more. Oh, Blue Beetle. That is one that it's the
Yeah,
yes, Miguel
yeah.
from Cobra Kai is going to be the star in that movie.
And George Lopez.
Yes.
Mm.
So I don't know. I'm trying to see what the projected date for it
Yeah,
to
I did
come
see
out
it, but
is.
I don't know the date off the
Oh
top of my
shoot.
head.
I'm looking at some of the stills from it. This is Oh yeah, his name is Zolo. I can't Mari Duena, I think. Mari
You're
Duena.
good. Yeah.
Here we go. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, that looks cool.
Heck yeah, that looks
Yeah.
really cool.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to Blue Beetle.
Dino says 2023 for Blue Beetle. Okay, that's a solid sign.
Yeah.
George Lopez is in it, and he did leak, quote unquote, that Batman is going to be in it. Spoiler alert.
Oh, I wonder which
I.
Batman.
That's what I said. I said which Batman? Affleck, Pattinson, Keaton,
There's a lot of ways they could go.
Clooney.
I'm pretty confident it won't be Bale, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think
think
other
I could
than
be
that,
wrong.
it's up in the air. Or if they just do their own casting because of the, you know, expanded universe, it could be, who knows if we're on Earth 2 or Earth 17,000. We don't know,
It's
so
they're gonna throw us a wild curveball, and it's gonna be Henry Cavill as
mhm.
Batman, and we're gonna be like, huh?
Yeah, right. What?
You're gonna be
Yeah.
like, you're just gonna like, what am I saying?
Right. You know
Yeah.
who's someone else? Gosh, I'm drawing a blank on what YouTube show advocated for if they were going to do an older Batman that's not Ben Affleck, John Hamm as an
Yes,
older Batman. I
that
could
could
dig
work.
that, dude. He's got that, that kind of thick neck and the
That could work.
he could do an older Batman. I would dig that for sure.
Yeah,
So
that could work.
I tried to help steer the ship back away from
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
Dino, I might have to remove your moderator and have Ryan ban you again. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I do remember Beetleborgs. I
Yeah.
do.
And you guys remember that show? But yeah,
Yep.
so we'll end on Batman and Beetleborgs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Blue
cool
Beetle,
though.
man. I'm excited for that. That's gonna be
Yeah.
good.
2023 Dino said, so at least it's coming. But hey, I just wanted to thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having
Yeah.
me, man. It was a blast.
Yeah.
And like I said, I apologize for all the confusion and the late RSVP.
You're good. You're here, man.
Yeah.
You know, you gave me 2 hours and 20 minutes of your time. That I mean, what
Yeah.
else can I say? And Kirsten and Larry, I did want to say they ran into some internet troubles, and they do have to get that fixed. That's what let's see what they said. Our internet ever acts like this, so we can barely use our phones. I can't even go on YouTube. We have to go swap out our modem and router tomorrow morning. So it's
I've been there.
Yeah, something's going on. But like I told them, stuff happens.
Yeah.
I will have them on a stream again because they're my moderators and they always plug my stuff. So I'm like,
They're
of course,
great people. Great
yes.
people.
And I am actually meeting them when I go out to California, and maybe Maverick, but I know he won't take off the mask. So
No, I
that's gonna be
just
unfortunate.
I might have face paint like Ultimate Warrior or something like that,
It's gonna be something.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. You ever watch Home Improvement?
Yes, like
Tim Allen?
yeah.
Wilson.
Wilson.
There's gonna be no mask, but like something's gonna be covered. It's gonna be like, wait a minute.
Yeah. What's going on here? Something's not right.
Wait a minute.
Why is he
Yeah,
always holding popcorn in front of his face, but he's not eating it?
Yeah, I'll be like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Maverick,
Yeah.
please remove the popcorn. No. All right.
Exactly.
But yeah,
So, yeah, man. Thanks for having me, dude. I had a
Of course,
great time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hit you up on that Always Sunny podcast.
Absolutely.
That is okay. Actually, I do have to put this comment up. That is so funny. Mav is going to take off a mask, and it's going to be another Mav. That's when I quit. That's when I would quit.
So
just quit asking.
Remember the first Deadpool where he took off his mask and he had Hugh Jackman stapled to his face? I've contemplated doing that.
Oh my
I have
goodness.
to where I just take it off and it's got, maybe Channing Tatum just on topic. Channing Tatum stapled to my face.
That would be wild. But yeah, shout out to Kirsten and Larry. I will have you guys back on. I know you guys are gonna watch this. Internet troubles, you can't
help it. Yeah.
Stuff happens. And they tried. They really did. I can't, I'm not, but like I said, I will have them on again. I'm gonna do like one stream a month, probably, maybe two, maybe. I don't know, but my next stream is actually going to be with Dino.
Nice.
Before the Royal Rumble at the end of next month. So
I'll be there. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, if you want to come on and give us some predictions, I know you don't watch, but
I could still make a prediction or two. I'm wrong about most things, so.
I got the date. I just don't know it off the top of my head. It's whatever the day before the Royal Rumble is.
Sure.
That night before, right after SmackDown, and yeah. But again, thank you for joining me, my friend.
Yeah.
Dino says can't wait. Yeah, I recruited him early for that one. Until then, this was a second stream, very successful. My friend Maverick, I should.
Yes. Thanks again.
I am Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns. Thank you to everyone in the comments for joining. Whoever commented, whoever came in, thank you so much. And until the next time, I'm Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns. I already said that. And I'll see you in the next one. Later, everybody.
See ya.